Hey guys, back for another episode of Trump's The Art of the Deal, Trump cards, Elements of the Deal. Fight back. Trump says, the risk is that you'll make a bad situation worse. And I certainly don't recommend this approach to everyone. But my experience is that if you're fighting for something you believe in, even if it means alienating some people along the way, things usually work out for the best in the end. Trump says essentially that he won't let slights go unnoticed or what he perceives to be injustices go by without a fight. Right? So he says as much as he likes to emphasize the positive, there are times when the only choice is confrontation. And we see that in prison movies where uh, the signal that you are willing to fight sometimes is enough to let your adversaries know not to mess with you, that that you won't allow people to walk on your toes is a signal to the bullies that you're not one to be messed with, that it doesn't pay to go after you, that you fight back, essentially. Now, Trump is going to give two examples of how he used that approach for his business ventures. When the city unfairly denied me on Trump Tower, the standard tax break every developer had been getting, I fought them in 6 different courts. It cost me a lot of money. I was considered highly likely to lose, and people told me it was a no-win situation politically. I would have considered it worth the effort regardless of the outcome. In this case, I won, which made it even better. So Trump fought the city in 6 different courts. And now he adds another example. When all day ends, once my partners at the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City ran a casino that consistently performed among the bottom 50% of casinos in town, I fought them very hard and they finally sold out their share to me. Then I began to think about trying to take over the Holidays Inn company altogether. So essentially, he was not happy with the way they ran things, and he got them to sell their share by essentially fighting back on their initial agreement. He basically, even in friendlier encounters with his partner, he realized that things weren't going the way he expected, that things were supposed how he expected things to go, fought them and got them to sell their shares because they were running an unprofitable operation. And that is also shown in his many, right? The key word we have on The Apprentice is you're fired. So although he's someone, as we can tell, Trump likes being appreciated. He likes being with people. He wants the approval, not at all costs, but he likes to be liked. And that's a very healthy human trait to want to be part of society, to want to be accepted. Right. It is certainly something that we can relate to. But when his interests are not, right, even though he can like someone and want the person to like them, doesn't mean he lose sight of the bigger objectives. And he's right, if he feels a contract is not being uh, upheld or a situation is unjust, uh, like with the city of New York or with the Holidays Inn that ran a poor operation, he doesn't hesitate um, to let his thoughts known and to take action. Now he says, even if I never went on the offensive, there are a lot of people gunning for me now. One of the problems when you become successful is that jealousy and envy inevitably follow. There are people like I categorize them as life's losers, get their sense of accomplishment and achievement from trying to stop others. As far as I'm concerned, if they had any real ability, they wouldn't be fighting me. They'd be doing something constructive themselves. And that echoes also how Trump thinks of the media more broadly. People who take very damaging strokes at him that haven't accomplished a fraction of what he has, or that talk about his wealth that don't have a fraction of his wealth, or that talk about his deal making that haven't gotten into the arena. So it's easy to see where the criticism comes from, right? People that have a job at prestigious news organizations and that get to control like an editorial line, but you will rarely get any kind of criticism from people who are in the arena. So Trump realizes that the people who are busy getting things done and taking risks and that are more on the action side, usually they're happy with others, or they don't even notice another person's success. The people who are into the criticism, usually it's because they don't have the ability to do things themselves. Right. So the lesson here is to fight back.